Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to walk through the complete process of exporting a structural model from Tekla Structural Designer to Autodesk Revit for detailed drafting and BIM coordination. If you're working in a multidisciplinary environment, this workflow is essential to ensure accurate detailing and smooth collaboration between structural engineers and architects. So, why export to Revit? While Tekla Structural Designer is powerful for analysis and design, Revit is the go-to tool for detailed documentation, 3D coordination, and construction-ready drawings. Exporting your model to Revit allows BIM teams to generate accurate drawings and schedules, coordinate with architectural and MEP models, ensure dimensional and reinforcement accuracy. Let's now look at how to make this transition seamless. I'll show you how to download and install the Tekla Structural Designer Revit Integrator, an essential plugin that allows seamless integration between Tekla Structural Designer and Autodesk Revit. If you're working in BIM or need to export your structural design into Revit for detailing, this is a must-have. To begin, go to the Tekla Downloads website. That's download.tekla.com. Sign in with your Trimble account. If you don't have one, registration is free and only takes a few minutes. Under the Tekla Structural Designer section, search for Revit Integrator. Choose the version that matches your installed version of Tekla and Revit, for example, 2023 or 2024. Click the download link and save the installer to your computer. The file size is usually small, so it should complete quickly. Once downloaded, right-click the installer and run as administrator to avoid permission issues during installation. Follow the installation wizard, accept the license agreement, and let the installer detect your versions of Revit and Tekla Structural Designer. Make sure Revit is closed during installation. Once complete, you'll see a confirmation message and the plugin will be automatically added to your Revit interface under the Tekla Structural Designer tab. Open Revit, and you'll now see the Tekla Structural Designer ribbon tab. Here you'll find options to import, export, and synchronize models between Revit and Tekla. If you don't see the tab, restart your PC or rerun the installer as administrator. And that's it. You've successfully downloaded and installed the Tekla Revit Integrator. You're now ready to export structural designs into Revit for full BIM coordination and detailing. Go to the top menu bar and click on File, Export Greater than BIM Integration, Revit Structure. This opens the export dialog. You can choose to export the entire model, or filter by level, phase, or selection. Choose your export options, whether to include analysis results, how to handle member types and systems. Click OK, and TSD will generate a .cxl file. This is the common exchange format used to bring the model into Revit. Now open Autodesk Revit. Make sure the Tekla Structural Designer Integrator is installed. If you haven't installed it yet, check out my previous video showing how to do that. Inside Revit, go to the Add-ins tab, then click Import TSD Model. Browse to the .cxl file you just exported and click Open. Revit will begin importing the model and map TSD components, such as beams, columns, slabs, and walls, to the closest matching Revit families. You'll be prompted with a mapping dialog box. Here, you can review how sections from TSD match Revit families. You can choose to use default mapping, manually assign custom Revit families. This is especially useful if your firm uses a specific Revit template or family library. After confirming, the structural model will be fully placed in the Revit environment, aligned with grids and levels. Now that your model is in Revit, check all members are placed accurately. Review levels and floor systems. Clean up any overlapping or misaligned components. From here, you can begin adding reinforcement details, tags, sheets, and schedules, all within Revit. This also allows coordination with architectural and MEP models.